instead of saluting me. Why they pointing beams like I did the wrong thing? I'ma put my hands up, get my damn grams up, do the next thing. Rest in peace, Rodney King. Gunshots ring, hit the wrong thing. Neighbors seen everything, they ain't see a thing. They just shot him cause he black in the Cadillac. Hands on the wheel, but still became a victim. I could feel the pain in this mother, the hurt in this little brother trying to do the right thing. They knocking off kings. I ain't freezing when they say freeze. Even if my hands cupped, I'm still a black man in America. They scared of us. They hate to see you prosper, but love to see you locked up or wrapped over the wheel after they shot your car up. The system said you did it, another 12 acquitted. That's why I keep the thing tucked, ready to click it.
So, what up, Red? Hey, what's going on with you, Ready Red? What's going on with you? Where you been? Where you been, King? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Welcome, y'all. This is episode 4. We're just gonna keep doing this. We're just gonna keep doing this, okay? Until we can't do it no more. We turn the music down a little bit. Episode 4 is dedicated to a song called Justice, aka Just Us. And I know that's damn right. I know that's right. And the reason how this one came about, last week we were celebrating. It's kind of weird to say celebrating the death date, but it's not that we celebrate the death date. I guarantee you 1 out of 10 people can't tell you when Biggie Smalls was born, but they could tell you what day he died. And I guess we memorialize that day not because it's a day to be celebrated that he was killed, but it's a day to remember him and his life. You know how we are when we have funerals and we have repasses and celebrations of life. I guess that's sort of why we choose March 9th to remember Biggie. And we'll always say, like, that day was a day like the music died. You know what I'm saying? The day the music died, the day he was killed. It's been 27 years. And because we think about him and we celebrate him and all the radio stations are playing his music. I don't know where y'all live, but especially in the Northeast and the tri-state area. But I'm pretty sure it's all around the world at this point. March 9th and the days leading up and surrounding March 9th, we think about Biggie Smalls a lot. And I do too. And because, spread love is the Brooklyn way. And, because of that, it had me thinking about, the way how he died. And, it was gun violence and violence against our people and things of that nature started to sort of swirl into my head. And that's how I chose the topic for this week's episode, or today's episode, I should say. It's been a lot of R.I.Ps. It's been a lot of R.I.Ps in my life, and I'm sure in your life. Whether it's gun violence or not, I don't know, but I'm almost sure most people have been affected by gun violence in some sort of way. And because of that, before we get started, I do just want to, take a moment of silence. If you're watching this live now, which there's not very many people watching now, but if you watching later, go ahead and put those praying hands in the comments or in the chat if you know someone or were affected ever by the loss of a loved one to gun violence. And as you put those praying hands, and that goes for me too, and as you put those praying hands in the chat or in the comment section later, just do me a favor and remember that person or people, because in some cases it's probably multiple people that you may know personally or know of that you've lost to gun violence. I know for me it's more than one. And as you think about that person or people, just say their name or names in your head, and I'm gonna give us a few moments to do that now in silence. Say their names. That'll help bring their energy into this space and around us. Okay, thank y'all for that. And also, before we get started talking about justice, aka just us, they don't call me UGoddess the poet for nothing. So I wanted to start off with a spoken word piece. This one is called Hold Your Fire. It was written quite a few years ago, but it don't matter how long ago I wrote it, it's gonna be relevant forever, I feel, because this is a problem that is gonna take a miracle to find the solution for. And I'm not saying that to be negative or doom and gloom. I'm just saying, like, this is life and we are human beings, and human beings are prone to kill one another. And so I don't see that this poem will never not be relevant in regards to police brutality. So it's a little bit removed from Biggie, but it started off with the memory of Biggie and how he died, and then it turned into gun violence against Black people at the hands of police officers. So that's how I made the connection, and I hope you make that connection too. And I'm going to give you a little spoken word, and then we'll get into the music. Black lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter, but Black lives seem to be an endangered species. You might as well lay us across the windshield of America and wipe us out with racist squeegees. You see, we're no fools. We got to watch the news in twos. Because locally, these young G's is on killing sprees. Every morning, there's a shooting, and the youth is the ones doing it. But nationally, these cops is on power trips. They punching chicks. They slamming teenage faces into bricks. And it's not all of them, it's just some of them. But if it's one of them, that's one too many of them, because all it takes is one. And then you have another dead father, brother, or son. He had weed in the system, but he ain't have no gun. They shooting y'all. Headshots, back shots. If you run, they will pull it, y'all. So don't talk back, Sandra. Just throw the cigarette out. If he tries to open your car door, don't close it. Close your mouth. Just sit and stay. Samuel, sit and stay. Then they tear down the Confederate flag and tie it around our eyes and spin us around 3 times so we can't pin the tail on the donkey that lies, or the elephant in the room with the suit and the tie. You notice even white mayors are Black Panthers now as they raise their fists high. They say they seen the videotape and they can assure us that they're on our side, aka please don't loot and destroy our city. The deficit is already at 150 and that's millions. So please tell your minions that we really do oppose these cop killings. We'll press charges. Just please tread softly. Your riots are costly. Put a hashtag in front of your latest martyr. Go tweet about it. Maybe some celebrity will read about it. Maybe we'll give the family a couple million. Why not? So they could throw their piss in the pot. Just ignore these bad cops. Watch the birdie instead. What city will have to pay their respects next? And what do we do until that time comes near again? We can't burn down the country every time it's here again. And Obama, you know he can't go there again. Every time he mentions gun control, they say he's un-American. So Black men kill Black men. White cops kill Black men. White boy shoots black church, and the church says amen. Yes, all lives do matter because God creates them, and all guns are equal as the bullets escape them. We all are a product of what we allow to happen. So it's hands up, don't shoot. Now commence to gun clapping. Like I said, I wrote that years ago when Obama was still in office. So you let me know if it's still relevant to 2024. Look how long ago Obama was president. And I say that to say this. So back in 2018, there was a shooting by the police of a black man named Stephon Clark. He was out of California. I don't know this man from a can of paint. He was just another news story of another black man gunned down by the police. Oh, I'm sorry. Unarmed black man gunned down by the police. And all he was doing at the time, allegedly, was in his grandmother's backyard. He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't at the club. Not that there's anything wrong with being in the streets or at the club, but it damn sure is wrong when you're in your grandmother's backyard. Um, he wasn't the first. He won't be the last. It was something about that story that really touched me. It's not like none of the other stories didn't touch me. I want to say a few names that we all could recognize: Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray, Oscar Grant, Tamir Rice, Laquan McDonald, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, who gave us the words I Can't Breathe, Sean Bell, who got killed on his wedding night. The list goes on and on. But this story of Stephon Clark, I don't know why. It touched me into writing this song. I asked a good friend of mine and my fellow rhyme partner, Supreme Dollars, if he would please bless me with a feature on this track. And we really talked about how it feels to be surrounded by this violence and to see young unarmed brothers die. I don't care what their background is. I don't care if they had a record, if they was in and out of jail. I don't care if they had court dates and child support and lawsuits. None of that matters. None of that matters when your life is taken because a police officer said, I feared for my life. I thought I saw a gun. In Stephon Clark's case, he was holding a cell phone. In Amadou Diallo's case, he was holding his wallet. But they thought they saw a gun. I just want to let y'all know, in the beginning of this song, the intro to the song is the actual walkie-talkie audio of the police from that night. I found it on the internet and I used it in the song. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because it's so disturbing when you hear the police say, show your hands, gun, gun, gun. Like there's no space, there's no breath in between the words hands and gun. Because they know and they understand that they have to say they saw a gun in order to discharge their weapon. I'm just spitting facts. I'm not trying to be controversial. The transcript of that audio from the police is as follows: show your hands, gun. So that's them letting each other know we think we saw a gun, so now we could shoot. Show your hands, gun. Show your hands, gun, gun, gun. And then it's followed by a barrage of shots. I don't know how many, but I do know from reading the reports, Mr. Clark was shot 8 times, mostly in his back. But there was at least 20 shots. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Mind you, they're saying show me your hands after he's already down. He's probably already dead. I can't tell you if he was dead or not. I don't know the time of his death. But this man just got shot 8 times, almost all in his back. He's down. But police protocol, show your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. 5-7, shots fired. Suspect down. Show me your hands. Just protocol. They're just following protocol. 5-7, he's down. No movement. We're going to need additional units. This is the actual audio from the police chatter that night that they killed Stephon Clark in his grandmother's backyard. And I think this might be the audio from the video. So let me see if this is the right one. Let's do this one. I'm just shouting y'all out. I see a few people. I'm sorry. I'm just now looking at the chat. You know, I was in my feelings. I was doing a poem. I still got to get used to reading the comments as well. Landlord, can I get some tips and tricks of the trade? Can you give me a couple of lessons on how to handle all of this? I'm reading my notes, I'm reading the poem, and I was not paying attention to the chat. So hopefully everyone who shouted out is still in here. Ready, Red, you already know what it is. JV, I really appreciate seeing you here because we always kind of connect when we're in Landlord's live streams. Go Cowboys, by the way. All my Cowboys fans is in the building. My son Emmanuel is in the building. I got to give him a shout out, of course. Yes, JV. It's just terrible. Billy Lines, Mr. Billy Lines, you already know what it is. What you mean you live in Alabama? You moved? Why you ain't tell me? Um, yeah, so we've got some southern people in the building, so I'm not saying that things are worse or better in certain parts of the state, but things are worse or better in certain parts of the country. You already know what it is. It's like a landlord from Alabama reunion in here. What up, everybody? But thank y'all for stopping in, stopping through. My son is in here, and he's definitely been supportive of me going live and doing this with y'all. So thank you, Emmanuel, for stopping by as well. You are allowed to stay up as late as you want, well, until I get home. But y'all heard the police chatter from that night, correct? How ridiculous and scary is that when you're holding a cell phone and the police say, "Show me your hands," and before you could even show what's going on, they're already shooting. So he never even had a chance. Um, yeah, that's why. See, Billy, talk to landlord. He's from Alabama. Maybe he could give you some tips and tricks of how to stay out of jail. You got to go live every day like he do, which you have been doing. By the way, Billy Lines, y'all, is one of my producers. Very, very talented, and he has produced a lot of music for me. Not particularly this song, but I have showcased him on an episode in the past. So yeah, so this is why I brought up this particular song today, guys, and hopefully it touched you and it moved you and was thought provoking for you. Yeah, and don't be nefarious. And hopefully it prompts you to remember the names of which I stated and the names that you remember from those times of all those police killings. Thankfully, things have slowed down quite a little bit, but it still happens on a daily basis. You know what I mean? But um, you know, keep those names on your mind and in your heart so that they're never forgotten. Um, so I'm gonna just play another clip from the video and y'all let me know what you think. And the full video can be seen on my channel, of course. And the song is streaming on all platforms, so you can always go and listen to it there. I remember after especially like George Floyd and stuff like that, a lot of people were making songs about, police brutality. And some people were 50-50 on it. Some people were like, oh, making music it's whiny and it's not going to get anything done. It's not making a solution. And then some people thought that it was a great outlet. Of course, I'm an artist. I'm a creative. So of course I'm going to say that it was a great outlet for us to let our anger out besides rioting and protesting, which I was a part of that too, right here in Hartford, Connecticut. Um, But you know what I'm saying, writing songs about it, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, how else do you want us to express ourselves besides burning down the country? Because we could do that too. We could get it popping. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, let's take a peek, another little sneak peek at the video for Just Us, and then I would love for y'all to check it out. Leave a comment on my channel. Please like this live. Watch the other ones in the past. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to do this on a consistent basis. I am going to speak about other topics in the future besides just UGoddess music, but for right now, it's all about me because why not? And my producers who are so talented, like they deserve their shine as well. And I just hope that y'all enjoy what I'm doing, and it's only going to keep getting bigger and better as long as I have y'all support.
Monster in a blue suit on a pursuit, trigger happy in your coop, been watching the news and my dudes, you guilty of everything, murderation, imprisonment, and slavery. What should I do when I see that red and blue? You know I can't run, can't argue, I can't move, cause if I do, they gon' say they fear their life, then they gon' let off shots and then go home to their wife. Black fist held high, no proof, no crime. Officer, you love your life, why you hate mine?
Yeah, it ain't no guns in the glove compartment. I'm not resisting, I'm just reaching for my wallet. What you want? License and registration? What you need? A reason to lose your patience? I got my hands on the wheel. Your backup, call them. Why you still pointing that still like you want problems? I was just like so frustrated. We all was so frustrated. But yes, please put your praying hands in the chat for those of us who we have lost our loved ones to gun violence. We all know someone or are affected by gun violence in one way or another. Keep them in your hearts. Say their names so that their spirits can still swirl around us. That might be a little too spiritual, but you know, I raise a glass. I say rest in peace, sleep well. You're never forgotten. And I want to thank y'all for being here with me tonight. We will be back
Still
next
like you want
Tuesday.
problems.
Promise. Thank y'all.
What is it you don't like about me?
I got my hands up, don't shoot.
Why you keep
Why you keep pointing at me?